fam? We are live with your hosts, Phil Contreras and Soul Investor. Welcome back to Value Vibes podcast, where we talk all about Solana NFTs, the drama, the love, and the vibes. Where we're gonna talk about a lot of drama with Luketradesz. There's a lot of stuff going on that today. We're also gonna talk about what just happened with ANS Protocol, Monkey DAO proposal being passed, and other stuff as well. What's going on, Soul Investor? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Dude, this thing for Luketradesz is wild. Like, what on earth?
What is going on, man? What's going on? What's happening with Luketradesz? I'll bring it up on the screen.
Yep, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah. All right, so right here we have Luketradesz. He basically came out with a project, and like the basically, like we'll talk about both sides. First, Luketradesz came in and he threw out some alpha calls here and there, right? And eventually, he decided to make his project. And then making his project, I guess Solana Degens aren't liking it. That was, they think that he's actually taking money out of the Solana ecosystem because he's just doing it for that. And maybe he made his project too early, yada, yada. I'm just talking about this side. So there's more to that. Soul Investor, what do you have to say?
I mean, I really don't get who's going to pay 3 Sol for this. This dude came out of nowhere a couple of weeks ago and quickly grew his following. So apparently he's being mentored by OX faction, and he's also hit up people like Solani Mami or whatever that person's name is to learn how to gain traction. So he gained some traction. He timed the recent bottom of the market, which to me, like, that's actually really, really good. But it's also, that there isn't enough evidence to support that he can time bottoms and tops. You know what I mean? And no one does it perfectly. So, it's really not enough evidence for me. Anyways, after that, he announces that he's creating this traders collection, and that had a lot of hype because people are like, "Oh, this guy timed the bottom of the market, etc., etc." And even I was like, "All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool." After that, he announces that, "Hey, this has gained like a ton of hype. I'm going to make it a 5,555 supply." And each is minting for 3 Sol. That's basically what he came out and said. This basically means he's raising about $400,000. There is zero roadmap. No one really knows what they're investing into. And it hasn't even minted out. I don't even know if they've stopped the mint, but I know it hasn't minted out, not even anywhere close. I don't think it's even broken above 1,000. So yeah, I mean, this dude is just getting a ton of hate for it, and I agree. Like, you can't ask for $400,000 and not have a roadmap, not have as strong of a reputation, etc. Because now it's just people just degening into God knows what because there isn't a roadmap and they're paying 3 Sol for it.
I see, and okay, so the mint was basically 3 Sol, right? And in this current environment, 3 Sol may seem like a lot, but it has done too bad as far as the floor. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is at what 2.69 right now, and there's no roadmap, but I still don't really understand what the issue is. Like, I get it. He came in. He made this project. 3 Sol mint. He took whatever royalties, right? Besides that, and besides the roadmap, what is it? Like, I'm still trying to understand.
That's where the fun is coming from. What the hell is it? That's a great question. That's what the rest of us are asking about.
Interesting. Now, I wish we can have him here and we can talk to him, but his messages are off right now. But like, if Luketradesz sees this, hopefully one day you can come talk to us and talk about this project, just so we know more, like, well, what's going on here. And I like verbal talk than just tweets, because tweets you don't really get the full picture, right? And I think overall, yeah, definitely gotta see more stuff on what's going on here. And I'm not an alpha trader. I'm not really known for this stuff. So if this is what it's all about, then hopefully he does a good job on trading it. But we'll see, man.
I don't know. I mean, look, at least from my perspective, when projects are coming out these days, I mean, they have a ton of proof of concept of what they're building. You know what I mean? Unless it's like some sort of a degen mint. And this stuff used to happen quite a lot when Solana first started. A random project would come out. All it needs to do is gain, some sort of Twitter traction, and it'll, people will mint it. But I mean, the space has evolved quite a bit since then, and people require proof of concept. I don't understand what justifies him asking for $400,000. I don't get it.
I see the point. This one guy, like this said basically said the same thing as what you basically brought up, is that this homie called Bono of Soul a few weeks ago now wants 400K for a random mint. No roadmap. All Discord chats closed. No art review. And that's the other thing, is I was hoping to find Discord, but there's nothing around here.
I think the Discord is in Luke's bio page.
Okay.
His bio thing, yeah.
Luketradesz, a product of Solana cartel. Dude was a nobody, had 2K followers 1 month back, and then biggest Sol account started to co-tweet with him. Man, dude, I never want to make it.
Yeah, there's also rumors he's tied to another rug, but I don't know.
All I know is like I never want to make an NFT project. Just I feel like dude, like something bad is good. Like if I say, like, if I'm gonna make one, something's gonna come around the corner. I don't know what, but I just feel like it's crazy out there, man. But
I don't know,
a lot of drama for sure.
There's a ton of drama. I mean, like, I've been offered to make projects in the past, and I've always turned them down. I probably will never make one, but never say never. If I I know what pumps a project, so I get it, but I also get, like, just the pressure to constantly innovate and deliver something new every 2 weeks of your life. It's quite something.
Yeah.
And I just think that there are a ton of projects out there that work super, super hard, that deserve $400,000 but don't have it. And these are ones that are actually building shit.
Now here's something. I remember when Erkan went through the same scenario, and I would argue that he went through it way worse. Every person went after him. Every single Solana purchase hit him. And he's here right now, and he delivered. He delivered, and he's still delivering. And I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, basically from the past scenarios. I know there's a huge mob out there coming after him. I know the reasons. I understand the reasons. Like what you were saying, 400K. But I'm gonna give him the chance, and see where it goes here. Hopefully he doesn't disappoint.
Yeah. Look, if this thing, it wouldn't mint out. If the supply remains low, he has a dope, small, tight-knit community behind it, and he actually starts building something, then I'm interested. But until then, I don't know what to say about it. There's no roadmap.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I completely understand that. Like, that's a good, like, basically, like, watch out, because there's not much going on here. You don't want to just get in, and it's your fault if you lose money. So I completely understand that. But yeah, and I'm gonna give this guy a chance. I'm not gonna get in, obviously, but I'm gonna give him a chance. See what he comes out with. But interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff out there. Hopefully he talks to us.
Yeah, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Because honestly, it's not easy to turn the bottom of a market, and he did it. And it's not that I have anything against him or anything of the sort. All I want to know is what's going on with the project. That's
All right.
really just it.
What that's it. That's basically it. Like, okay, what is it? But oh yeah. So hopefully he comes in. Now, the other thing that basically just came out was this NFT you thing going on in Europe, let's just say. I think it's NFT Paris, right? And there's a couple of projects already kind of like, I guess, like talking about it. One of them was Claynosaurz. They basically they gave a hint about Paris and themselves. And I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I missed out, but they put out a tweet saying Bonjour Paris 224. I believe there's an NFT event going on in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. And if this does happen, this could be really cool because I see here NFT show Europe. Where was that? I can't find it, but I don't know. I don't want to keep scrolling through Twitter because there might be some stuff shown out there every so often, but something's happening. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. But we'll find out. I don't know if you heard anything about Paris or Europe and NFT events, Soul Investor.
I haven't heard anything. Maybe it's an NFT event. Maybe it's a Claynosaurz event. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But man, dude, like speaking about Claynosaurz, I was talking to someone I trade with, and he was looking to enter Claynosaurz, and I'm actually feeling the opposite way because, I mean, these have been around for about 2 months now, and as far as I know, all we've got is 2 airdrops. So it's a really stacked team. They probably have one of the most experienced teams in the entire ecosystem. On top of that, their art is just second to none. But man, I just want to see more from this team because really we don't have anything yet.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What are your thoughts?
I feel like okay, so we had this one right here which I talked about yesterday. On, if you haven't heard, this thing went for like $30,000. It got sold yesterday.
Jesus.
And yeah, and then the last one was this whale dinosaur, which was like 20K, like a month ago.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, so there is still there are still whales out here looking at this project in the long term. I'm paying these type of prices. It's kind of insane. I think this is more like a long-term play, to be honest, because they have a lot of building to do. It's an animation project just like Kikiverse, but it's on another level with the actual people who actually worked for professional studios. But in the short term, it's maybe gonna be a little bit of a bump because they're not gonna be trying to hype this project every week. They're gonna be focused on actually creating their Claynos and animating this thing, and every so often giving an update on the project. So that's the other part, is that is that hype part. Every week are they gonna keep trying to do something to like keep this price up? I mean, I don't think that's what they're gonna really try to go for going forward. That's basically like my answer.
No, I get where you're coming from. On one hand, this can turn into, even the Bored Ape Yacht Club of Solana, and people pay $30,000 for these NFTs, and A year later, you're hearing they're selling it for 1.2 million. So, that's one side. But then on the other side, it could just end up being like Boryoku Dragon, Mindfolk. There's another project of House that really, really blew up in Solana in the early days. So to me, it just could go either direction, and I just want to see more from the team before I buy back into this project. It's definitely on my watch list, though.
I see. Yeah. I'm more on the side of I'm more bullish on them because of the team and what they've delivered so far, and I'm just waiting patiently for them to basically build out their actual platform with the dinosaurs to where it's actually going to be some type of product. So I guess we'll see for sure.
Yeah, and I'd love to see them get sponsorships or build some sort of product that actually makes them money. Because these guys their team is stacked. Like it's not even funny how experienced their team is. I don't think they're going to work for free for the next 2.5 years.
Yeah. They actually just had another the thing about them is like they had this network effect. Like they just talked to this Disney person who he was I guess he was like the head chief of like what's that one called? It's Frost. I think it's called Frost. It's a Disney movie. Maybe Frozen. I got it wrong. Frozen.
But called it Frost.
Frost. But just like him talking to each other, it's just like it's true. There's they've worked around the industry, and it's great stuff to see that on here on Solana. But yeah, overall, let's just pretend I never said that. Frozen. So this other thing that basically just came out was this art for the monkeys. We talked about this last week. It has been passed. It's been passed, and thank God it's finally gonna be real. We basically said you and me. I think we agreed that this art is pretty cool, even though you're not really a fan of pixelated art, but it's enjoyable. I mean, it passed, and there's a reason why it's passed, because it still has that vibe of the actual regular original SMB monkeys.
Dude, I think it's the best art on Solana.
Oh, really? Just
100%.
Even compared to the Degen apes and Thai robotics, and I mean even the gods.
I will say this: if the floor price flips tails, then yes. If it flips the gods, then yes. 100%.
So
because I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at 150 Sol, and I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at 30 Sol.
I think it's gonna be 30 Sol.
Yeah,
dude, that is wild.
You think so? I mean,
I think the 10,000 people who are in Bunky DAO, well, it's not 10,000, but you get the point. I think they're leaving SMB and they're all going into this. I think SMB might go to 0.
Oh, no way, no.
Well, not 0, but like it could even go below 100 Sol, and this thing may fly to 200. Who knows?
So you think?
I don't think it's going to be under 100. I don't see it.
So the way you explain this kind of got me thinking, could this be like a conspiracy theory where they're bringing this out, and in case the devs don't want to do anything with the original monkeys, that this is going to be the backup plan for the monkeys?
No. I think it's pretty clear. I think the devs for SMP have done nothing for the past year and a half. I don't think they are doing anything. I just think they're they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars through royalties every year, and they're just chilling on that. I think SMB slowly dies. It'll still have a high floor price because of sort of the historical value to it. However, when it comes to the Monkey DAO, the reason why people are picking up SMBs in 2023, the reason why it's at 200 Sol floor, that reason is going to shift to this project.
Yeah.
And even if SMB does decide to build something, people aren't going to buy in. They're not going to buy in. They're going to stick with Monkey DAO.
Yeah. I want at least two of these little dudes. Monkey DAO has been my ultimate PFP, my ultimate thing on Solana. And the only reason why I said 30 Solana is because right now there's a lot of people not really not really like buying in, but it's not really there yet. I just feel like even with the tile pilots, where are they now? The tile pilots I think are at 30 35 Solana somewhere. I mean not the tile, I mean the pilots.
The pilots are they're at 16
now.
However, I will say that they have had delays when it comes to things like the art. I think that's really pushed them down, and couple that with the downfall in the market. But I'm not looking at tiles and seeing. I'm not looking at pilots, seeing pilots drop, and thinking to myself that damn, this thing's never going to recover. When I saw cats drop. Yeah, when I was looking at cats drop from over 100 Sol all the way down, I wasn't trying to buy the dip on that. You know what I mean? Because to me, this was just going to dip and dip and dip and dip. I'm looking at pilots and I'm like, okay, this thing, it's probably going to dip a little bit more, in my opinion, maybe even a lot more. But I'm actually looking to catch that dip. I'm looking to catch that falling knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I guess basically, what I was getting at is that I think there needs to be a lot more drive, not just from the Solana ecosystem, but to really push this to 50 Sol and above, because tile pilots, Tyro Box is basically one of the top dogs in Solana, and even tile pilots couldn't even go past 50 Solana. And have they gone down? So I just, I do think in the future this thing could hit 100 Sol when we get there, when we actually get in the bull run. But I think now, just like with everything, I think probably 30 Sol, maybe 50 at top, and then it'll come back down to 30, and then people will be buying around there. I probably will be buying myself. So.
I mean, if these things drop to 30, I'm definitely a buyer.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna be trying to get my second one. So we also have another thing that's basically just announced. It was ANS Protocol. We also tried to figure out what they were doing in the past, and then we did figure it was a conspiracy theory that there was somehow connected to ABS, and we kind of got it right. Now it has basically came out that they basically have said that there's a connection between these two. What projects built on top of ABC besides HateSwap? We are proud to announce that ANS Protocol is building an open source community-owned identity protocol around the ABC brand. This could replace the Sol domain. More info below. So overall, I mean, we kind of saw it coming, I would say. I definitely like what's happening here with ANS Protocol and what else they could do in the future. And it's just another sign that ABC have a lot more going on than just HateSwap, and probably a lot more than just ANS Protocol as well. What do you say about this ANS Protocol? Is this going to be something that is going to really build out and hype out in Solana?
I have no idea. So I actually, I've been looking at. Well, I looked at this when it was first going parabolic on ETH, when it comes to securing these different domains, and I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. I don't get it.
No,
I
I
don't see
think
why
you
this
have a
is a huge
point
deal.
because there was a time where like when domains in Web 2.0 had its hype moments, and a lot of them didn't really get anywhere. You had the top actual domains that did well, like beer.com, good casino.com. Those made millions, but the other regular domains were basically worth nothing. So either you're lucky or you're not. So I understand that. I think the only type of domains that are kind of interesting are like the 3-digit domains, because that kind of just aligns with your driver license or just your life in general in different. It's like an identity, I guess, in some way. But other than that, it's not much.
I don't even understand that one, to be perfectly honest. And so Big Brain actually made a tweet about it when
Yeah.
when that stuff was going parabolic, and he was even wondering like why are people paying so much money for three-letter domains? I mean, is anyone going to pay that much money in the future for a domain called 874, for example?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Uh, I'm just watching it, to
latest
be
hype
honest.
is these 4-digit sold domains. There is a reason there was so many left before the pump. There is no organic demand for people who actually want to use a 4-digit sold domain. The market hype is intense right now. Well, 3-digit sold domains make more sense as do 2-digit or 2 or 3 character ones. I can see demand for those as people want short ones. These are my same thoughts on ETH. And this guy says biggest Ponzi are the emoji ones, which I agree with that one. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of agreeable. So there you go.
Hmm.
Now,
Yeah, let's see. We're gonna have to see what the space decides is valuable. I just think people are just sort of gambling and speculating as to what could be valuable. But we're just gonna have
yeah.
to see over time what happens.
So what are you looking at right now as far as the space? We got some reds right here. We have Toys R Us, which is also kind of getting, I would say, interesting. They've these guys haven't really said much in the past, but they have now kind of came out with some interesting things going on. I mean, I think they're actually tweeting a little bit more. Maybe they're listening to the customers. Well, I mean, what do you think? Do you think this is kind of something that now looks like it's definitely a buy zone, or what's your thoughts?
Uh, Currently look, they've been horrible with communication. The development has been slow. You would assume everything or a lot of development would have been done pre-mint, especially considering anybody who's experienced in the space as part of the project. Uh, However, their token is coming out in the next like 2.5 weeks. So my thoughts currently is I'm going to try to get in maybe around one soul. I want to see what happens after CPI. I want to see how the market responds. The good thing is we do have enough time. So I'm going to wait to see how that responds. If this thing drops down to around that one soul range, maybe sub one soul, then I'm interested because it's low risk. I don't mind throwing one soul at it, maybe picking up two or three of them and seeing if I can flip them for, maybe even 30-40% profit.
Wow.
But we're just gonna have to see how it plays out. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. I do wish communication was a lot better. I do wish development had begun pre-mint and things were ready to roll out. But it is what it is. Hopefully, they can get some traction back once the token comes out. One thing I will say is that not many people are looking at it, and that does bring up an opportunity if they do manage to deliver.
Yeah, there's this one tweet right here, which is kind of pretty funny. They threw a steak out here, a steak emoji. Then they said, how we feel about another one-on-one real reveal today. And then this came out. A very unique spin on Geoffrey, this time from longtime Soul one-on-one artist Xenom. Boom. And then this is it right here. So that looks like they're really connecting with the Solana community. They're going in deep with the one-on-one artists first. And then from there, they're probably going to start branching out and marketing to the rest of the Solana community. So I think that's a little bit of a strategy that they have right now because they haven't really focused on one-on-one art. I mean, just kind of like the Claynosaurz did. The Claynosaurz really focused on the one-on-one art in the beginning, and then people started getting, noticing it. But this will be a little bit tough though because there's only one type of cartoon, which is Geoffrey. So I don't know how many Geoffreys you can do out there, but it was definitely something that I kind of got surprised that they're doing something. So good on them. Good on them for moving on. But we also have a Metaplex that's kind of now completely down. I mean, I haven't seen. No, this is Maddie's. Where's oh, here we go, Maddie's. But Metaplex still completely down at its lowest point at 1.35. They have this thing called the Metaplex white paper. It hasn't came out. Well, I don't even know if it will come out, and it's just low. Let's just say it's just low. There's barely volume as well. Same thing with Saga Pass. Barely volume, but it has pumped as well. This one has pumped again. When it came down here, it went back to 650, 8, and then it's come back down to 650. Very volatile.
Very volatile. Very low liquidity as well. Have you been playing this? Did you buy in? Because I didn't buy in.
I was actually tempting to, but I didn't when we were talking that last time. But it did a little jump and then it came back down again. So I'm gonna do it again the same way, where I'm just gonna wait when it gets back to this level and think about if I'm gonna jump in again. The only thing that gets me worried is that if they dilute the collection at some point where I get stuck. So there you go.
This is the thing. Like personally, I'm not gonna buy it because like I cannot buy into something with such low liquidity and I don't know where it's going. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Even if I do it with like 3 Sol, and I invest in like a place I'm not extremely confident in, I find it tough to sleep. But man, I mean, we could have 2x right there. But it is what it is.
For sure. And there's also something else out there. It's not the Claynosaurz. Where was it at? I thought I found it. No, it wasn't the Maddies. I guess I'll try finding later. But ABCs also came down to 93. It just kind of crazy to see this project go all the way down at such low levels. Since it was back in even early December and around November as well. So this is one project. I mean, I'm thinking maybe when the unstaking mechanism, it's probably because of that. Maybe 21 days is just passing by and people are starting to unstake and sell. But it's
apparently there's a lot of fodder on the token. I haven't really looked into the token per se because I'm not really involved in this ecosystem whatsoever. But apparently there's a lot of FUD on the structure of the token. And that's actually what's causing it to dump. And coupled with the NFT volume going down, we got to recognize that when this hit 200, the sold volume was around 350,000 a day. Currently, the sold volume is struggling to hold 100,000. I was going to write a thread about it, but Fake Johnny beat me to it. So everything's having pullbacks. Even Jelly Rascals is under 100, by the way.
Just even my watch list, like almost everything is in red right now. Just look at this right here. It's just...
Dude, I don't think this is over. I think we bleed further. Like I'm trying to get liquid right now. That's my play. I'm just sort of selling everything at the moment. After CPI data comes out, after we see where the markets are going to go, I'm going to catch falling knives. But until then, I think we bleed.
Yeah, I mean, I've been the same way. I've been just waiting, And now for me, like I kind of like that now there's a lot of red, and I've been on standby so far. Really, I just bought one experiment, and then that's really about it. But it's definitely some territory that I don't know where the mines are at right now. Well, CPI data is coming out very soon, and we're about to find out where the actual macro market's at. So with that, eventually, I think after right after the CPI data, I'm gonna get in. If everything looks okay. How about you?
Pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. With the CPI data, so I think we talked about this during the last stream. So 2 months prior, inflation dropped by about 0.6%. Last month, it dropped by 0.6%. This month, it's projected to drop by 0.3%. Even if it drops by 0.4%, I think the market rallies and NFTs dip further. So it's not a risk I'm willing to take. I'm not willing to hold any NFTs through that. I'd rather remain completely liquid and just see where the market decides to go. And then we can take it from there when it comes to catching falling knives. And the thing is, like, the market doesn't have to pump. Even if the market dumps, NFTs dump with it. NFTs only do well if the market's ranging. Yeah, so it only does well if the market is consolidating. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm personally kind of hoping that the NFT market dips. I want to pick up some pallets. I want to get some alpha pharaohs for a cheaper price. I want to get into experiments as a little bit of a gamble, and also OG Atadians. They're releasing another collection at the end of the month, so if that thing drops maybe like 5 soul, I'll pick it up. I really don't know what the collection's about. It's the one at the bottom. I don't know. You just go back a little bit.
Let me
on like your spelling. No, it's not that one.
Oh, hey, Atadians.
There, sorry. No, go back. Don't like write down the entire thing.
Atad.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're releasing another collection.
Yeah. I looked into this project a long time ago, and I got completely. It was a lot to take in. I mean, I didn't quite understand it, and that's why I never got in, because just of that. It's just all my own personal reasoning. It's just it was too hard. I'm not that smart. Let's just say that. So
I haven't looked at this project for months, and that's a problem. But back then,
here.
it was more about collecting. Look, basically, your bank account. Well, you have a credit score with your bank, right?
Yeah.
And that allows you to borrow or do whatever. So take out a mortgage, etc. So basically, what these guys are doing, or what they were doing back then, I really haven't looked into them recently. What they were doing back then was they were collecting data, on-chain data, and basically giving wallets credit scores, allowing them to take out loans. So that's really what was behind this project back when it was sitting at like 3 SOL before it pumped to like 10 plus. As of today, I really don't know what they're working on. I heard they have a new collection coming out, so personally I'm interested in jumping back into their project, just researching it and seeing what the new collection's all about. But either way, if like, let's say the NFT market crashes and this thing goes like 4 or 5 SOL, I mean, I'll probably pick one up, try to flip it for like 2-3 SOL. But we'll see how it goes.
You know what's a crazy one that pumped was Subberkey. This is one like I actually did get in like around like somewhere here. I don't know if it was 1.62 Solana, but this one pumped all the way up to 7 Solana. And this is the one I was telling you guys about, how they were making this they basically made it user friendly to where you can get access to giveaways, and they made it more user friendly because all you have to do is like just click one button on Discord and you're in the giveaway system. But they're adding more things. They add this purchase pre-sale on your dashboard. If you're a super key, you can now see all the pre-sales. They're definitely trying to. I would say that these people understand issues and solutions. They kind of get the concept of what's the issue, how can we solve that issue in the best way possible. It's not like they're trying to invent something. It's like they're trying to figure out what the issues are. That's my take on this project and why it pumped.
Yeah, it definitely pumped because of that. I think it's having a pullback for several reasons, including the pre-sale meta ending. Uh, Personally, I'm going to wait for a strong pullback before I get in. It is risky because DaraSensei wrote a tweet about it. DaraSensei is a very good investor and trader in the space, probably one of the best. I've actually traded with him personally on Power Grinders because I'm in that Discord, and he's fantastic. He's fantastic. He actually helped me
I
time
just
the
followed him.
top with Giga DAO's collection. Yeah, we were trading Giga DAO's collection during the mid. We both minted, and he called the top on it. He called the top on it.
Yeah.
So he's extremely good. Yeah, no, I mean, look, we're seeing this project in every Discord. However, I am cautious because we saw what happened with Soul Decoder and we saw what happened with botheads. I'm just
Oh
being a little
yeah.
bit cautious here. The team is definitely proven at this point, but with the pre-sale meta ending, I think we're going to have a solid dip, and I want to see what they're building after that. And I think that's sort of what I'm more bullish on. Uh, but we'll see how things play out. We'll see how things play out. I'll definitely message DaraSensei and ask his opinion on this project.
I really never have to go on Discord now, because I guess all you have to do is just go on here and just see which one you want to enter in. It says Discord's no longer needed, which is kind of cool. I mean, that's kind of great that you're not really focused. You're not really dependent on a platform in some manner, but it doesn't really make sense anyways, because then if there's really no Discord for NFT project, then it
There's
doesn't
no
make sense for.
community.
Yeah. So but anyways, just one of the cool things going on right now with Subber. I probably should have sold when it went up here, but obviously how the degen I am, I have regrets as well. So anyways, we have other projects that have kind of done well. We had Kikiverse with what the recent announcement. We have users still doing quite well. The Gods is still holding their bag, which is very impressive at this level. They're almost looking like a stable coin. And other than that, everything else has been on the fall. Lunars, experiments. We got anybody's. The Giga DAO one, Entreprenerdz. That's an interesting one that you talked about. It's right now. It looks like it's finding its pricing right
Dude,
now.
like this platform came out, and they're saying that the Gigadex is the fastest Dex on Solana. But dude, the interface just sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. The interface is so bad. It's so outdated. The kind of interfaces we were using 10 years ago. Still watching the team though. They think they do really well because it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit less bullish. I think there's a point in time when I thought that these things could potentially hit 100 soul if they get the decks right. Unfortunately, they didn't. So yeah, I'm just watching it. I'm just watching it. They need to upgrade that deck. They need to upgrade the UI. They need to start releasing features, and they need to get users on board. So they have a mountain to climb. I think they did.
Well, I kind of wish I could see it, but there's no way I can look at this thing.
Let me see if I
So
can get you the link.
I can
actually.
I can
I got it.
probably try to tweet it out. But oh well, the current state, the future state. So they kind of realized that they have a Web 1.0 platform. From it looks like it does kind of look very sturdy. So, okay, so I guess they are gonna improve in that. But interesting that it started off like that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You can
Oh,
actually
you
just
sent me
scroll
the link.
up.
Here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is it. That is it. Like, oh
what
god, it's
is
so bad.
this?
I don't even
Oh my
know.
god. I feel like I'm using a Soviet controller.
Oh,
Dude, like a
dude,
Soviet nuclear like a program just what?
it looks like something out of the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I mean I know what you're saying now. I feel like I want to exit out of this. What is this? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Oh man. Even I can do better than this right here. Like who just this is definitely like something that I can make right here.
The,
This not user friendly right here. Oh my gosh.
they've done this all wrong because, I mean, they've underestimated how important it is to get this right. Like, first impressions matter. What they should have
Yeah.
done, they should have got this right. You can only trade the loot boxes for now, for some reason. They should have got this right, and then after that, they should have immediately added a bunch of different NFTs that people like to trade. That's what
I
they should
feel
have
like
done.
there's like the default text that came that they just like copied and pasted in the code, and it's not it does they didn't even like focus on the branding part of this,
No,
and it's just like let me- even here like when I have my arrow above this like it's still not even let me allow to click until I really move in the center. Like you can just tell it's like they just took a picture and just put it on top, and it's dude, I don't know what to say, man.
I wish that I was actually trying to see if I can use their platform to show their own NFT, but like I couldn't because the feature isn't
Yeah,
out yet. Look, I want these guys to succeed. I really, really do. I hope they get it right. But they had all the hype, and
yeah.
if they got it right from the get go, they would have a ton of users, and they screwed that up. So now they have this huge uphill battle to climb. Uh, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I'm so
Yeah,
glad I sold it.
yeah, it's that's interesting stuff, man. That's going on there. But all right, so overall, I mean, that's everything I have right now. You have any last words, Soul Investor?
Yeah, just be careful. Don't FOMO into any NFTs. Let the CPI data come out. See what happens there. Personally, I'm not really buying anything. In fact, I'm just trying to sell NFTs, to be honest.
Yeah,
And yeah, we'll see what happens next week.
for sure, for sure. And then the whole, just to wrap everything up, we talked about Luketradesz and how he's surviving in the Solana ecosystem. Uh, we talked about Claynosaurz and what's going on in Paris. We'll find out more about that. We also talked about ANS Protocol and their whole domain with ABCs, which is kind of pretty cool that the things are kind of like they're innovating in some way, and in general, just a lot of cool stuff that are happening. CPI data coming out, just like what Soul Investor said. Let's see what happens there. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get very interesting with Jay Powell and see what he's gonna do. I can't wait for that data. So there you go. Much love, and make sure you comment below anything you want us to talk about. Mint that like button, and peace.